Let's just get a good look at this. This is about where part 5 ended, and I had to bring it back up. Let's just bask in this frame in all its glory. All right, just okay, Mr. BaldSpotLamerDouche. Okay, well, yeah, like I was saying, we're back with part 6. Hopefully I got that right. Wouldn't be surprised if I didn't, but pretty sure part 6. Forgot all about this, to be honest with you. But someone left a comment recently saying, hey, when's the next part coming out for the series? I'm like, actually, you know what? Thank you for reminding me. I'll do it very soon. And so, yeah, he's still up to no good. I had to go to his channel to look for this video. He's already made another video about Happy Console Gamer, and supposedly he like chose $100 over a friendship or something. That was the title of BaldSpot's video. And I'm sure that's exactly what happened. Just the title tells the truth. And Afro, I believe, does some hard-hitting, heavy-duty investigative journalism and finds out the facts. I will be reviewing that video soon. But anyhow, let's get right back into this. BaldSpotLamerDouche reply part 6 to his 50 reasons why Happy Console Gamer is a phony. Okay, let's go. I have not watched anything past this part, so I'm going in blind. Okay.
Welcome back to another video, guys. Welcome back to another episode. Okay.
That was perfect.
Oh my god.
That was perfect. I
So
did not set that up. He basically opened up the video. That's so funny.
If he tries applying for a real job and they see these videos, oh my god. Yeah, so, oh yeah, so it took him over, number 35. It took him over 12 years to categorize his games that he pretends to play. Yeah, these games that he pretends to love and play so much. I play every single one of these games. I love each and every one of these games so much. None of these games are just here for the fuck of it. Yeah, he pretends he plays all these games, and they're not in any order that you can find them or distinguish them from each other. Okay, if you had to pull out a single game or find a single game, a random game off of this shelf, okay.
This is the point he's making is just a rehashed point that he's already used like 10 other times. There is nothing new thus far. I'm honestly, you want me to be truthful with you? The voices in my head are wanting a good juicy point that he can establish. I don't think we're going to get any. He's exhausted all points at this time. And he's literally, I think he's rehashed 1 or 2 points and repackaged it plethora of different ways. So, what do you? It's
Probably spend upwards of an hour, okay, pulling off every shelf, looking behind the double rows of every shelf, pulling the games out in between the shelves, trying to find a way to shove it back in. No, he doesn't play these games for a fuck. If he did, he would have organized them once in the past 12 years. But no, it took him 12 years to categorize these games. Not even to clean his room, because his room is still a disgusting piece.
I wonder if our buddy BaldSpot here. By the way, have you guys seen that hair? he recently got a haircut, man. Those haircuts do him no favors at all. It is glorious when this guy gets a haircut, man. You gotta. It's a sight to behold. It's like one of the most. I don't want to say the worst. It's like the most chaotic hairline I've ever seen, and this guy is not even in his 40s yet. I don't even think he's in his 30s yet. So, anyways, what was I gonna say, man? His I'm telling you that his BaldSpot it's on my mind a lot. So, I was about to make a point, totally forgot.
In this video, that he's bragging that he cleaned it.
Oh, so what I was gonna say is, you think Happy Console Gamer is literally the only hardcore gamer out there who hasn't categorized their games? Just think of this. There's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of retro game collectors who have not categorized their collection yet, but they're like super legit hardcore collectors and gamers. I just wonder what he would. What if he? I know. Now. Let's put our thinking caps on. Let's imagine something. Okay, imagine this narcissistic psychopath has a friend. Okay, just imagine that for a second. I know this. And his friend, he goes over to his friend's house, and goes into his game room, checking it out, and like, hey man, this is a nice game room. You have anything categorized yet? Oh no, man, not yet. You know, I don't really care about that stuff. Categorizing, it's not on my to-do list. Maybe if I get around to it. I just wonder if he would just have a meltdown that one of his friends did not have their whole entire collection categorized and color-coded and sterilized and compartmentalized, and you know, like this psychopath would up to his psychotic standards. So he's acting like Happy Console Gamer is like the only person out there who hasn't categorized. I've only categorized half my collection. And funny we bring this up, I just downloaded an app after doing a ton of research to start finishing up, you know, documenting all my stuff. But anyways, and I've been gaming and collecting for, well, I've been gaming for close to 30 years. And collecting for probably 15. And I'm going to be getting around to finishing. Anyways, I'm sorry.
Bragging that he cleaned it, did a full clean, full organization, completely revamped. There's still double rows, which are not good. And he's like, yeah, there's double rows. I'm so happy these double rows. No, double rows are a collector's shame. They're not something to be proud of. Double rows are shit. They're like having one row and then a row behind it so you can't see anything behind. That's like just collecting 101, like a third.
Look at the look in this man's eyes. That is the look of a serial killer. I'm dead serious. The look in this guy's eyes right now. Because Happy Console dares to have double rows. And not have it up to his psychopathic, obsessive compulsive standards. Just look at this guy is angry. Seriously, look at him. This is a grown man. Look at how angry he is over this. This is crazy.
A third grader could tell you that's not proper organization. This is shit that like little kids could tell you. And it's still dirty. There's still shit on the floor. There's still shit sitting out. Same TV in the corner that he pretends he loves. He plays all these games. Number 30. Oh, leads into it very well. He doesn't even know if his game consoles work. He pretends that he plays all these consoles. They're all getting so much use. He doesn't even know if they work, these games. He admits that there's like an entire shelf full of consoles that are stacked on top of each other, no less, crushing each other. Like 5-6 consoles stacked up on each other, different game consoles, which, that kills the disc drives and the cartridge readers, the pins. Okay, when they're like giant weight crushed on them like that. Disc drives for damn sure. You don't want anything stacked on those. But yeah, he remarks that he doesn't even know if they work.
Because when I was in the Marines, I had to put a ton of stuff in storage. And I had 2 original Xboxes and I believe 2 GameCubes stacked on top of each other in a box. And it wasn't till, I was in for 4 years, moved. I had these consoles stacked on top of each other for probably close to 6 to 7 years, not even moving, okay? When it came around, I finally did, open the box because, I already had another Xbox and GameCube at that point. It's like, whatever. I tested them because I was going to sell them. Both worked perfectly.
So much to him, like in the same breath, he's like, they mean so much to me. Doesn't even know if they function. Yeah, you're definitely playing all these games. Yeah. Number 37, kind of the same thing. His controllers he pretends to use... Oh, no, different. Okay. His controllers that he pretends to use have been trapped together in a giant wire of knots for over 12 years. So, yeah, he's got this tumbleweed...
Bald spot. He's obviously, he's reading off a notepad. Can you imagine him seething, just his concubine, you know, his rental girlfriend that he's ashamed of, who he has never done a live stream with her ever since her face has been exposed. Totally ashamed of his rental girlfriend. It's really sad. So, you know, while Johnny just happily flaunts and is proud of his wife and has her on all the time, you know, there's a bit of a different kind of people. It's like one's ashamed of the person they're with, one isn't. But anyways, can you imagine Bald Spot here, just seething, just writing down his notes, controllers, and a knot, and just like underlining knot, and his rental girlfriend comes in. I'm gonna go ride my motorcycle. Get there! Get there! Keeps like writing. He's probably holding his pen like this, just scribbling down, just so mad, just screaming at the rental that he calls his girlfriend. Can you imagine that? Oh my word! Just the anger that this guy is exuding when he's writing these. Man, I wish I could be a fly on the wall.
Of fucking cords and controllers that he pretends that he claimed, and I literally shit you not.
That was the same point, because I remember bringing this up. So he already did do this one basically, and I'm saying, and I'll say it again. If you do not have a box, just a random, either like a big Tupperware or like a storage container or like a cardboard box, preferably a cardboard box. If you don't have something filled with cables that are all knotted up to hell and back, like a rat's nest times 1,000 of just cables that you will never use ever, you know, like these crazy, just stuff you will never need. If you don't have one of those, at least 10 pounds of unusable, just unnecessary cables somewhere in your closet, I revoke your collecting card. I revoke your man card. I'm serious. I revoke it. It's null and void. That's why this phony, this psychopath, this obsessive compulsive lunatic, I revoked his gaming pass, and he is illegally going against it. I'm very upset. I'm going to be calling the authorities soon if he doesn't cease and desist. I'm going to call Nintendo, tell him to send him a letter. So yeah, if you do not have a big bundle of cables, man, you know what that tells me? It tells me you're not ready for marriage, and it tells me you're not ready for children. Because that's what a grown man, that's just how it is. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. Don't get mad at me. Everybody here, I know for a fact, everyone watching this video has a box with knotted up cables they'll never use again. But they're there just in case. Just in case, maybe someday. You know, and that'll be a glorious day when it comes to a point where I need like this 3.5 millimeter headphone jack that goes into component cables. When I need that, it's going to be a glorious day. Anyways, let's go.
They have
I'm trying to finish this up.
As they're like strangled to each other, tied together, it would take you like 20 minutes to untie this shit.
Look how mad he is.
Grab anything, to grab a single controller out of it. And again, if your controllers are being used, set down, used, set down. They're not getting wrapped and covered and stood on top of each other and knotted up and trapped.
You know what? Let me just show you guys something real quick. Let's get the webcam on this real quick, okay? Bag full of, well, let's set this down. I'm gonna have to break this up to part 7. Bag full of GameCube controllers. Some miscellaneous parts for PS2 and GameCube controllers. Brand new PS4 controller. Some chargers. Bro, you need a Wii Wheel. I know I have a Luigi one somewhere too. You need a Wii Wheel? Hit me up. more. Just look at this. Some S controllers. Another S controller. Another GameCube controller. Man, I have a lot of GameCube controllers. Another S controller. No, I even got the U-Draw pad for the Wii. No, come on, bro. I got the gun cons. Does that make you mad, you little psychopath? Does that make you angry? Does that make you sad? You gonna cry? You gonna go beat your concubine? You gonna go abuse small animals because you're so mad? I bet this guy, listen. And I know when he watches this, and when his rental watches this too. When I say rental, I mean what he calls his girlfriend. When they watch this, okay, I know they are going to be seething. It's going to be great. So when I say this, I know they're both, at least his rental is going to be like, mm-hmm. I know this guy has some form of a super unhealthy, like, ways to, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess there's a term that I'm looking for, but I'll word it differently. The way he vents his rage and fury, because when he's out on a daily basis doing whatever, and he's seeing stuff that's not organized, sterilized, and compartmentalized, he has to have a way to vent that frustration out. I know there's something about this guy, and I don't know, and I know you're sick. I know you do something sick, dude. You probably like to get... I'll stop myself, but I know he has some sick and decrepit way that he vents his rage and frustration. Just sick. Sick. And I bet you guys argued today too, for some reason. Guaranteed it.
Okay, how does that happen unless you're literally just never using any of this shit and picking up, moving it from place to place, throwing it here, throwing it there, throwing it there, never using it though, never pulling anything out. Okay, this does not happen unless this shit hasn't been used in 10s and 20s of years. It has not. Stop with that. Lies upon lies with Happy Console Gamer. Yeah, number 38. He pretends he doesn't accept gifts. Him and his fans both prod him so hard and pat him on the back so hard. I don't accept any gifts. I refuse to accept gifts from fans. I will not accept possessions from fans. What a great, generous guy. He'll accept your money, though. Last time I checked, money is a gift. Okay, what do you want for your birthday? Money. And generally, asking for money for your birthday or Christmas is considered tacky. Because
oh my gosh,
it means,
tacky, bro. Look at the glasses that you wear, bro.
If anything,
you want to talk about tacky?
Taking money. Oh, money. Thanks for the money. Thanks for the money. That's okay. But, you know, accepting used toy, accepting old toy, accepting gift that might have had some thought into it.
Look at this candle.
Game. That's not accepting gifts
that he has up here.
No, that's
probably out of frame, but man, talk about tacky, bro. Look at these curtains. Brown curtains.
But no, the only reason why he doesn't accept gifts
look at, did you see all that dog hair floating around?
He just wants to buy what he wants to buy for himself with your money. He doesn't want your used, ragged shit. He doesn't have space to keep the stuff. Look at this man-child. Hey, what would he do if he had, like, buckets of mail coming in the mail every single day? He wouldn't even be able to fit in his game store.
Sorry, I'm crunching on ice. I just do it for the...
room anymore. He'd be like, you wouldn't be able to wade through it.
Therapeutic
you can't clean
effect.
this shit.
Okay,
You can't organize it. You can't be bothered to open up packages. This guy can barely wipe his own ass.
BaldSpotLamerDouche.
Okay, you can't even clean a room. Okay, you know what I mean? You can't even clean a fucking room that should be organized like fucking 10 years ago. He's just too much of a man-child to accept gifts.
Look, there's a challenge. I'm putting a challenge out there, okay? For anyone watching this, you want to go through, watch his video all the way through, and get me a list of how many actual points he has made that are independent from one another. Because I would bet a whole month's pay for me that there might be 5 or less. Like I said, he just keeps repackaging them, just putting a different coat of paint on it, then, you know, presenting it a little bit differently. So if someone goes through this, I will pay you. If you send me your PayPal, I will pay you. I'm serious. I'll give you like $20, you know, $20 just to watch this dickhead's video real quick and really just put it all through all his points through the filter and how many come out as independent points that he's making.
He doesn't have any moral opposition to accepting gifts. He's accepting gifts every day. Accepted a $1,000 donation. Wake the fuck up. Stop with that. Yeah, number 39. He's not an adult. I think we went over that. He's not an adult. This is a child we're dealing with in every regard.
A guy who's married and has children has an established brand. Happy Console Gamer. Okay, that's a brand. He's tailored it and has created his own little corner of the gaming world. Everybody who collects knows who Happy Console Gamer is. So he's established a brand, okay? He's married. He has a child. He's very successful. And this, almost said a bad word, this guy who buys all seasons of Rugrats on DVD and their Blu-ray. This guy who probably buys like Ben 10 and Paw Patrol because they're like exclusive to like the Disney store. This psycho is saying Happy Console Gamer is not an adult. Wow. This guy who's too much of a coward to put a ring on his rental's finger is gonna call Johnny someone who's not an adult. Man. Wow, this guy doesn't even have the balls to get married, to make a commitment. He's probably renting this house too. Like, this guy has not made any big permanent commitments. Wow, wow.
Which scares the fuck out of me because this guy's a baby now. I hope he turns his life around, or he cleans up his act at least for the child. Or, I mean, maybe his wife will just take all the responsibility. Who knows? Maybe she's an adult. I don't really know a lot about her. Number 40. He makes money / takes money from little kids and mentally ill adults. Yeah, okay, I went over that.
I keep seeing all this dog hair floating around. Talk about not clean. That's one thing. That's why I don't even own any pets. I hate animal hair. And I hate when it gets on me. This guy, it's probably all compressed and you can't see, but on my screen, seriously, I just see just dog hair or whatever that is, cat hair, just whoosh, flying across the room.
Enough. Number 41.
Yep, he just had a new point, and he probably beat that one to death 79 times, and he's like, oh, because I can't really beat the hell out of that one for the 80th time. Let me move on.
Oh yeah, he pretends or claimed. He made the claim that I believe to be false. He made a stupid claim that he got drunk with Charles Martinet in his shitty, disgusting hole of a fucking game room. Yeah, so somehow Charles Martinet, the voice actor for... I'm
trying really hard. Let's find this madman, okay? This madman has no idea. Johnny has video of the whole thing and pictures of all of this experience. He's even published some of it. Charles Martinet did hang out with him at his house and drank wine with Kim. So for there to be something that's documented and he's just gonna call bullcrap on it, I think you could probably even still go on Johnny's Twitter and probably still see a little bit of like a video he posted all those years back. And I know he made a video about it on his channel. I don't know if there's footage that he posted there or pictures, but I know I've seen the pictures. And this guy's a hater, man.
Mario was at Happy Console Gamer's stinky, shitty, smoke-filled little apartment, and they were hanging around.
The venom that's coming out of this guy's mouth.
Giggling to each other like little girls with a bottle of wine and drinking together. Yeah, I'm sure Charles Martinet would step foot in your disgusting, fucking locker of a video game room with you and, with the door shut and get drunk with this strange, weird old man. I'm sure. I mean, if
what you just call Charles? Oh, it's on site note if I ever see you. You do not call... Come on, man. That's Charles Martinet. That's royalty, bro. I'm gonna put. I keep forgetting I'm posting this to a public place, but yeah. Come on, Charles. You're gonna talk shit on Charles Martinet? That's it. That's all you need to say. Charles has not done anything to anybody except be the most iconic voice in all of video games. And this guy's gonna talk shit on. If you talk crap on Charles Martinet, you have no limits. You look at this. I did not mean to pause it on this. Woo! We got that. You got this strand of hair right here just fighting to stay on the front lines while all the other hair on the hairline is just retreating. You got this guy just standing tall. Look at that. That's disgusting looking. But dude, keep Charles out of this. You are done. You are revoked. Talking crap about Charles Martinet, you're done. Done. I don't even have to watch the rest of the video. Even people who don't care about Nintendo can appreciate Charles Martinet.
And that definitely means that Happy Console Gamer is, again, just a Nintendo ambassador shill blindly pushing their products. Okay, if that did happen, because that'd be the only way there's even a chance.
And I also challenge BaldSpotLamerDouche to a challenge, and any of his little minions, to go find some dishonest reviews that Happy Console Gamer made. Crickets. Silence. Not one reproof. Not anything. Not even a shred of evidence. Nothing. And the only thing that I could think of is something I made a video on myself.
This could have happened. But also, yeah, Charles Martinet, yeah, they just got drunk together. Oh, and according to Happy Console Gamer, yeah, Charles Martinet is crazy when he gets drunk. He's crazy, man. Yeah, I'm sure. How crazy can you fucking get when you're shoved behind a coffee table, okay, in this tiny-ass room? This disgusting room where you can't even see the floor. Yeah, I'm sure it got so wild. I'm sure. Oh, my God.
Yeah, have you never drank before? I mean, I haven't drank in coming on 7 years. But yeah, it gets crazy. It doesn't matter what setting you're in. If there's alcohol involved, it's going to get crazy. What's he saying now? That alcohol doesn't cause people to do silly things? Is he trying to say that alcohol won't inhibit people's judgment? Is that what he's literally saying right now? Look, are you guys hearing this? Oh yeah, I'm so sure drinking alcohol made you be silly. I'm so sure. Yeah, I'm so sure drinking some alcohol made him do something funny and act crazy. What a fucking retard, dude.
God. Number 42, he leaves his discs out in a stack because he can't find the cases. Yeah, again, okay, the stack of discs sitting out. Like, I remember doing this when I was 8 or 9 years old, and looking back, it makes me cringe, because that's how you damage games, is when you leave them sit out in a stack like that to get dusty and filthy.
Sonic Adventure
2. They take up space. You can't dust
right now.
between them or around them. It's just stupid, okay? Like, don't be a little kid.
Like a frisbee,
Put your
okay?
discs away when you're done with them. But yeah, he does that shit. And yeah, it's obviously because he can't find the games on his shelf. If he pulls a game out of a case on his shelf, he can't find that shit. He'd have to spend over 20 or 30 minutes looking for that case. That he's even lucky if the case is in the same spot that he pulled it out of, because his shelf is such a mess. It's such a piece of shit. So no. Okay, yeah, he's literally living like an 8-year-old. He's probably using it as a freaking coaster for his drink.
Hey, that's a good idea. Misadventures of Tron-Bon. Okay? Misadventures of Tron-Bon. Got the game right here. Alright, y'all seen this? I'm going to put it, well, where can you see it in frame? So, there it is. Okay, Tron-Bon. Not all that condensation under it. Now, I know we'll just stay up. We'll check on that later, okay?
Number 43. He did a collab, multiple collab videos with Pete Dorr, who, yeah, is just another e-begging loser. I think he e-begs. Well, he's definitely a loser. He's a 40-year-old who lives at his mother's house, yet he collects games. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you need to stop with the game collecting and get your priorities in order if you're a 40-year-old man who still lives at your mom's. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be making frivolous purchases of video games at that point. You should probably focus on your life a little bit. But no, he just loves Pete Dorr, I guess. That's his type of people.
What?
Number 44, he binged Final Fantasy X despite being unemployed. Yeah, this is another story that he remembers from the past where he lost his job, and instead of searching for a job, I guess he played Final Fantasy X, which, yeah, priorities. And he recalls this game being bittersweet because while he was addicted to the game, he was a little stressed about his life situation. Yeah, come on, dude. Number 45,
It's like, do I even say anything? Do I even say anything? That a guy lost his job and took a little break from life and just binged out on Final Fantasy X just because he wasn't spending every second of his life looking for another job. That's enough for this mass murderer, this serial killer, this pervert to just talk shit because someone lost their job and decided to play Final Fantasy X and then went and got a job and nothing bad happened because of it.
double dipped buying Shenmue 3 because he couldn't wait one day. So get this. This entitled fuckers, this entitled brats. He was so excited for Shenmue 3, which ended up being a dog shit game, of course. But yeah, so you pre-ordered this game from Amazon, and I guess Amazon, of course, you have to wait until like 7 o'clock in the morning for this game to show up in the mail. He just couldn't wait. His childish excitement got the better of him, so he knew this game was coming from Amazon, or being sent to him, or maybe even for free. He might have got a free copy, I don't know. He knew it was going to be sent to him in the morning.
Yeah, he ordered something on Amazon, and it's coming in, but he... Did he not even just realize what he just said? He ordered something from Amazon. Okay, when someone sends you, when a company sends you a game, it's a digital code. It's a digital code. Okay? 99.9% of the time. And if they send you a physical copy, it's not like, here's the tracking and here's the Amazon account. Here you go. See, this is the guy just making shit up in his head. So he's like, yeah, he's waiting for it from Amazon, blah, blah, blah. He probably even just got it sent to him. And even, okay, let's give it to him. Maybe, what if it was something that was sent to him for free, got it for free? He still went and bought the same game with his own money. Even though, obviously, only a complete moron wouldn't realize, yeah, he ordered from Amazon, he's looking at the tracking and stuff. Obviously, that's something he paid for with his own money on his own Amazon account.
He had to download it again at midnight, so he spent another he spent another $60 so he could get the digital version at midnight, so he wouldn't have to.
Bro, if you haven't been hyped like that for a video game, that's strike 3, dude. Bro, don't have a box full of random cables you'll never need all knotted up to hell and back. Talk shit on Charles Martinet. Never been hyped enough to go buy a game twice. That's 3 strikes and you're out. Revoked. I am telling you right now, you are not allowed to play video games anymore. You're done.
Wait 7 hours. I need your money! First off, yeah, I need your money. Yeah, this entitled brat can't wait 7 hours for a game that he spends, pisses away $60 on the same game that he's about to already get. So you can play it 7 hours early. I need your money. And yeah, also, come on. You really couldn't wait for Shenmue 3. Are you a kid? Are you a child? I waited for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Dude, Shenmue 3 has been one of his most hyped games ever. back in the day, years and years ago, when he'd make Shenmue videos, he would dream of having Shenmue 3 and thought it was never going to happen. Does this guy not even hype, bro? Do you even hype? Come on.
And that was like fucking 3 times as much hype going on there in the game, I guess. Again, ended up being a disappointment, just like Shenmue, but yeah, I didn't go and crack down, so I could play it at midnight.
Has this guy never been to a midnight launch before? That's strike 4. You have never gone to a midnight launch? That's what I'm gathering from that whole tirade he just went on. Midnight launches, especially in the early 2000s. Man, those are hype. Like, I remember the Halo 2 midnight launch. Oh, man. I drug my dad. He was sleeping. I drug him out. I'm like, Dad, tonight's the night. He's like, oh, it's tonight? I'm like, yes, it's tonight. Let's go. We got to go now. And, yeah. So, dude, Halo 3's midnight launch? Man, Halo 4's midnight launch? Man, that's sad.
Yeah, so... Number 46, he claimed Link's Awakening on Switch is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, the frame rate alone, it's not a 10 out of 10. Get real. That's a complete fucking
Ratings
lie.
are subjective.
I don't think he had one complaint.
Dude, you think Kingdom Hearts is a 10 out of 10, and the majority of the population who's ever played it don't even rate it over a 5.
To say about that whole game, if I recall. He also claimed that the story in Final Fantasy 15 was good, and he cringes in pain as he says that. I mentioned that. Number 48, he refuses to talk about any game he doesn't like, that he doesn't love. He won't breathe barely a whisper of a game if he doesn't love it. Positivity. Number 49, the biggest YS fan says he couldn't play YS. Oh yeah, so he's the biggest YS fan there is.
Is he really calling it YS? This guy is literally calling it YS. Let me make sure gotta make sure I'm hearing this properly. Let me go back a couple seconds.
9, the biggest YS fan says he couldn't play YS. Oh yeah, so he's the biggest YS fan there is, supposedly. But he said he could not play YS Origin until the new console release of it, I think, on Switch. So yeah, YS Origin. He was so excited because it's coming out on Switch. I can finally play YS Origin. I'm such a fanboy of YS. I've played every game so many times.
Look at how ridiculous he sounds. Look how ridiculous he looks. Oh, man. Okay, come on. Oh, man. Okay. That's... YS, guys. YS.
I love this series. The game's been on Steam for years. And you're saying that you can't play it until it comes out on Switch? You know how to use a computer. You're really telling me the biggest YS fan, he couldn't, the biggest YS fan...
He's just testing his little concoction right there. That little ether or whatever that is, because he's going to go...
there is. Couldn't buy this game on Steam and play it there. If he was so desperate to play this game, just counting down the days. Shut the fuck up. Before we get to the finale... Okay, actually... Oh, okay. Let's see here. I gotta do some thinking here. Still on top. Okay, alright. There's one that I want to finish off on, but I shouldn't. I'll do second to last. But okay. Here's a couple extra ones before we get to the finale. Okay, so spread. Oh yeah, so I was told about this by someone, and then I found it out for myself. I don't remember.
Basically, this is hearsay. This might not even be real. This might be complete crock of bull crap. But I'm gonna say it anyways.
The videos exactly. This was a long time ago that I was told this, but so yeah, there's some January it might have been last January, maybe January 2020. I don't exactly remember.
Yeah,
January, I believe.
Really? Okay. Well, tell more.
He's going on about how much game hunting he was doing. I've been game hunting left and right. I've been game hunting all the time. And at the same time, he happened to be sick. And then, of course, he's crying about him being sick, like under the weather. Because I'm sure you hear about it every time he's under the weather or he didn't get a good nap or whatever. I'm sure he's crying about it. So he's talking about, oh, I feel under the weather. I feel kind of sick. Something's not right. And then all of his fans were telling him, or I think he was out of town. That's what it was. He was at a hotel. He went out of town. I think he was at a hotel or something. He was like out of town game hunting like crazy because he was out of town. He wants to go to all these new game stores. And his fans kept on asking him and berating him, like, did you have COVID? Do you have COVID? Are you okay? Are you COVID? He's like, oh, it's definitely not COVID. It's not COVID. It's not COVID. Like
And it wasn't.
6 months later, he accidentally slips up and mentions the fact that he says, oh, 6 months ago, I ended up having COVID. I had COVID. So not realizing that 6 months ago was exactly the time where, you know...
He already went in... This guy, man, he just... Instead of doing honest research, he's just like, oh, so I've heard. If this maniac, this maniacal psychopath took 5 seconds to watch the update video... Johnny tells you exactly what the condition was. He had to get like 2 separate like hardcore specialists or whatever. Like they had to find like this super supreme specialist to figure out what was his problem, what his problem was, and I forget what it was. So it wasn't C19. And even if it was, so what? What?
Unintentionally admitting that, like, while he was out of town or whatever, or going all this game hunting, that he had COVID this whole time, and he probably was spreading around like crazy to a shit ton of people because, you know, essential game pickups, essential game hunting. So he literally admitted that he had COVID unintentionally later on.
Dude, this guy is a straight up Karen, bro. This is the kind of nerd. This is the kind of psychopath that would confront someone with their whole entire family because their children aren't wearing masks. This is the guy right here. Even before all this bull crap, whatever that's been happening the last year or so, I bet this guy would shriek and call for a manager if he saw someone sneezing in an aisle at a store. Just have a meltdown, throw a fit, and his rental behind him. Oh man, not again. Not again. He just saw someone sneeze. Oh man, my eyes are gonna be black tonight. I just healed up.
Where, you know, he was game hunting and moving around.
The last 5 minutes of what he's been saying has just been all just dismissed. It's what a waste of breath, dude.
Traveling like crazy, so he's probably spread it to a shit ton of people. So maybe he's responsible for killing some elderly people, for all we know.
Wow.
Just so he could go game hunting. Yeah, like, who knows? I know this happened. I don't have the exact timelines for this. I'm sure...
Lie. If I remember to put a link in the description, I'll post the video, or I'll put the video in the description of the video Johnny posted talking about exactly what was going on. This exceeds psychotic. It's like a step above. Only a pure, unfettered psychopath, maniac, freaking just a lunatic, not even just saying those words, but the actual definitions, could concoct a story like that in their head. Where, oh, this guy isn't feeling well. He went game hunting. He's killed elderly people. Man. I would just like to see him going through his rentals phone. Or he calls his rental like, hey, babe, you said you were going to be here at 5:03. I have you on the GPS saying you're not on the route right now. What's up with this? What's up with this? I'm watching. Yes, I installed the GPS and I just upgraded it on your motorcycle. I also put a weight limit capacitor on it. Why is the weight off? I weighed you last night. You're 158 pounds. Why does the bike say it's 317 pounds on it right now? Why did you make a left turn? Luxembourg, Wisconsin is a small town. How did you get lost? I would, man. Just the grilling this woman gets on a daily basis must be off the charts.
The person that told me this comments in my comment sections all the time. They could probably link me to the videos if Johnny doesn't remove him before, before this individual can tell me. So I should be able to prove that in a separate video.
Taking it off the disc.
If I
joke's over.
Another hilarious one. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Okay, I know what to finish off on now. So I was going to finish off on this, but I already said it. The 100% proof that he got exposed for following Nintendo's commands due to the last gamer. Yeah, I highly recommend that video. He also exposes iJustine.
So
at least
garbage.
iJustine has done giveaways in the past. I don't think Happy Console Gamer's ever done a giveaway of any kind for his fans. I don't believe that's ever been the case, that he's ever done a giveaway. I don't think. But...
So what?
Yeah, let's see. So... His wife was 26 years old in 2014 when they got married. Johnny was 40 years old. It's very likely that this woman was in high school or freshly out of high school when they met. So I've heard a lot of weird things about this. So
more here.
Yeah,
nice.
That's not creepy at all. That's like something a badass would do, or not a man. Someone who's not a man-child would do, is like stalking. Like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 21-year-olds, if we're being,
Shut up. I know the rental that you're with, that's sitting next to you, knows all your sexual kinks. And I bet they are nasty. Nasty. I bet you are on the receiving end on a lot of it, too. Serious, dude. There's got to be a way you vent all this rage from seeing all these people not washing their hands and sneezing and coughing. So just F off with that, okay? Don't bring a married couple's business. That stuff's supposed to be in secret. Don't bring that out and just speculate on that. How dare you? Talk about a sexual deviant. What a creep. Why are you even thinking about that? Those people are married.
And hope to God that he wasn't picking this girl up from the high school, wait.
Oh my.
In his car for her to come out of final period, like a Pineapple Express situation, as it were. I'm gonna hope that's not the case. I hope to God that's not the case. But yeah. And the story behind, so I'm assuming that she might have been like 19 or 20, or maybe 21, because someone else told me about this too. So basically how the story went with this was, I guess they worked together. So Johnny, 40-year-old Johnny here, was her superior at work, like her manager, which harassing the young interns, harassing the young woman at the workplace, which I'm less surprised by that. I'm more surprised at the fact that Johnny actually held a position of employment a single time in his life. But yeah, apparently he was employed and he was in a position of management, which is news to me. But yeah, I'm assuming they had to be together at least for 5 or 6 years. Like young women like this, young girls like this, they have their whole life ahead of them. They don't settle down super quick. I'm guessing 22 max, okay, 21, 22. But yeah, apparently he's just been he was harassed. So yeah, in his own words too, he was dumb enough to admit this. Like he would harass her for dates, and she turned him down, but he kept on asking and asking and asking. Creeping on this girl, just continually just pressuring and pushing her, like, I'm gonna take you on a date.
Johnny went full alpha male mode.
You know what?
This little beta nerd
yes, and now
knows nothing about it.
5 years later, getting married. So he pressured. He
just doesn't understand because his rental came up to him he was probably walking home, kicking a can, like, I got germs at the store today. And his biker rental girlfriend, boom, 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 pulls up next to him, like, get on the back, bitch. Hops on. Freaking takes him home and freaking has her way with him. And they've been happily renting each other ever since. Just because it wasn't that scenario. It must be some, oh, he groomed this woman and, wow, harassed her. Just because... Oh man, just the stuff that he's saying is worthy of getting beat up over, and I don't say that lightly, because you don't fight ever at all. There's almost no excuse. But he has said enough, especially with this. He's basically accusing Johnny of being a pedophile, as being a sexual predator. That's enough to get beat up, man. To just get beat up. I'm serious, man. And that might sound crazy to say that, but that accusation right there, what he's alluding to, that's a knockout on site next time I see you. Like, not me. Like, someone was saying that about me. Luckily, I'm an adult and I don't have all these people speculating on me and my wife and stuff like that, because, we're adults and stuff like that. But, this guy, stuck in high school drama, conjuring up a story like this. I'm telling you, if this guy was saying this about me and I knew where he, well, I do know where he lives. It would be on like Donkey Kong.
Fucking this girl who's forced to be in his presence because, they're working together, just freaking begging her for fucking dates. Finally gets her to convince her to go on a date with him somehow. Okay, hopefully through legitimate means, or, God, I don't know. I guess he just broke her down. I don't know, just through persistence. I don't know. It's so fucking, it's so uncomfortable to even think about this, honestly. But, yeah, 40-year-old, yeah. So I guess, no, he was probably 35. No, it was a 35-year-old. Sorry, I correct myself. It was a 35-year-old going after, like, a 20-year-old. Which, yeah, classy stuff there. Okay, dude, I'm in my late 20s. I'm not even in my 30s. And the thought of even just interacting with a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 21-year-old girl on an emotional level, like, oh my God, it stresses me out. It gives me a headache. Who can listen to them talk about their stupid little problems? Like, yeah, at my age, they're just young little kids. Like, basically, they're still kids. Well, these days, yeah, more than ever. Like,
the fuck are you talking about? You're a kid
until you're like 22 or 23 these days. But, yeah, just, like, listening to them babble on about their problems, what they think are problems in the world, and listening to them gossip and talk about their social media. Like, I could never do that, like, connect on an emotional level with one of these kids. But
what the
Johnny
fuck?
here's just in love, I guess.
Can someone translate that for me? What the hell was that? I feel... What?
I realize this kind of stuff
We're
happens
finishing
once
it.
in a
We're
while
going all the way.
in
This
life.
video is going to be over an hour long.
Meet
I don't
who's
care.
a lot younger than you, but it's this like little magical connection that you're like, fuck the world. This is what we want. Like, sometimes this sort of thing happens and it's okay. But considering everything else that we know about Johnny up until this point, with being a man-child and being a creep and being a weirdo and all of this stuff, I don't see this story, this happening in a very good light.
This guy watches too much
I
freaking
think
movies,
that's
man.
some hokey, weird
This guy
stuff
needs to
going
take his
on
head
there.
out of
Considering
all the
Johnny
freaking movies
himself,
he watches
okay?
and all these
I
TV
understand
shows that he
sometimes,
just
you know,
obsesses over.
Those kind of
and
like thunder, like
get into reality.
Situations happen. I get that.
Wow.
But yeah, it's crazy. Weird stuff there. And yeah, and then just the possibility that he might have groomed a high schooler.
You are sick.
This
dude.
is so freaking weird to me. Even at 20 or 21, like, I don't know. If
you're
you're that old. And it's also funny, too, because he admitted that her father did not approve of the marriage either, which, yeah, that also. that's the other piece of evidence I forgot to mention, which is why I regard this whole scenario in a very fishy light, too. Yeah, he literally does not approve of the marriage. So meaning, like, this guy got to know Johnny, too, for that record, too. And yeah, he just doesn't like him. He thinks he's a creep and a weirdo. He thinks this whole situation is strange. I mean, obviously, he's like a grown man who makes a living sitting on the floor talking about video games on the camera. I mean, of course he doesn't want her to marry him. I mean, good Lord. He's still a little boy. What father would, okay, yeah, be proud to, you know, give off their daughter to, you know, this schmuck, this creepy weirdo? Yeah, I don't blame him one bit. That's, yeah, of course the father's not going to approve. I wouldn't either.
A successful guy who's established a brand, who's done so much where he could just keep his wife at home to raise their children. That's a rarity nowadays. Like, I'm one of the only people I know, and it's seldom, that just off my income, I could have my wife and all of my children at home the whole day, homeschooling and everything. That's rare. That, like, you almost never see that anymore. I'm serious. So, in my eyes, if any of my daughters were to marry someone who was able to make it so they didn't have to work and they could stay home and keep after the house, have children, raise the children, teach the children, that's a win. What else could you ask for? I'm sure the dad loves him now.
Finale here, I guess. Yeah. So this video's removed and now presumably out of shame, but him and his wife were dressed as Zelda characters in engagement and marriage videos. The badass Johnny, oh my god. Can you think of anything more cringy than that? If you had people from your high school and you caught wind of this, you'd be making the fuck fun out of them, you know, talking behind their back. You think this was hilarious or creepy?
Oh, talking behind their back? Yeah. That's the kind of shit you do, don't you? You're just one of those people who will just talk crap behind people's backs. You didn't even have to say that out loud. You slipped up. I know. Yeah, he just basically made, man, those are the kind of people I just sit there and talk shit about behind their backs. What a coward, dude. And they're having fun. Who cares? They're getting married. Shut the hell up, dude. Your rental, if you guys ever have enough courage to get married, she's going to show up dressed like a biker, and you're going to probably show up like some nerd. You don't even have a style. You don't even have your own style. And that's coming from someone who wears nothing but white t-shirts. Okay? I have more style than you. Man, that is pathetic, dude. This guy's gonna clown on people having fun. These two people who are deeply in love. And taking fun pictures, dressed up like Zelda characters. How? And his reaction is, man, I would be talking so much shit about them behind their backs.
You wouldn't think they're badasses, they're cool and real gamers. You wouldn't be bowing down to them and worshiping them. You would never associate it with this guy in real life. I mean, think about it. Okay, the man who sits on the floor, parading his problems, emotional problems, and, you know, begging for sympathy on the internet, like, you know, cringy thumbnails, you know, like, babbling on about Nintendo games with a smile on his face, like, you know, like he's at the dentist office. Yeah, parading around, flapping his wrists around, looks like he's never been outside a day in his life, sits on the floor, dresses like a biker or a pirate when he's a skinny blonde nerd who plays games, just pretending that he's a tough guy.
That skinny blonde nerd would knock you out in 5 seconds flat. Guaranteed. A whole year of my salary.
In the middle of the
I'd
night,
put money on that.
Houses and freaking mooning people. Yeah, if you saw this guy skulking around Walmart, okay, he's skulking around Walmart with his daughter dressed up like a biker, with a freaking towel on his head, and then he grabs his daughter and slaps her on the ass and starts making out with her, and then you realize it's not his daughter, it's his wife. You would not think this guy's a badass. You wouldn't think this guy's cool. You would not associate with this guy in real life. What the hell was he just saying? But why then, when you put the camera on yourself in your home, in your shitty little game room, and start talking about video games, are you suddenly revered as a hero or a god amongst men or a real gamer? This is YouTube culture. This is how manipulative this YouTube platform can be.
Yeah, that is a problem on YouTube.
These
definitely
insane antics that come from YouTube. It's so unbelievable.
This guy's off his rocker, man.
Happy Console Gamer is not a guy I talk about on this channel too often, you know, again, because I cannot stand the personality. In fact, that's why this video took so long to push out, is because I was kind of dreading it, to be honest. It's funny, like, it's funny to talk about this guy, but at the same time, like, thinking about this guy for prolonged periods of time literally gives me a headache just thinking about this guy babbling on. But Yeah, no, I definitely think he's the biggest man-child on this platform. Definitely one of the more manipulative ones. He's definitely he's under-disliked, I guess, of all the YouTubers that we discuss on this channel for how much praise and worship he gets as one of the last real gamers. This guy cannot be any more fake. Every review that he pushes out is fake. His personality is fake.
Give me an example.
Okay,
I want 3 examples of fake reviews that Johnny did.
Gratitude that he expresses towards his audience is fake. He's a phony. Everything about this guy is a fake. His Patreon is fake. His production values. Like, no. He
more dog hair
doesn't
just
think anything
blowing around.
Watch his videos. See you next time. Take it easy.
What the hell? What the hell just happened? What was that? Why did it just end? What the hell was that? Anyways, that's it. We just hit over an hour. I hope you enjoyed it. And I guess there's another video that he made. Like I said, I was going to find this video so I could continue my review on it. And I see, surprise, surprise, he made another video with another crazy claim about like Johnny will sell you out for $100 or something like that. So it's that should be a good time. But yeah, just what a disgusting. I'm telling you, I was a subscriber of his. I actually looked forward to his live streams at one point. But taking a step back and just really just with no blinders on, just analyzing this guy. He is a textbook psychopath. Psychopath. Nobody, none of his former friends, I'm sure he has maybe one friend, and I could tell you right now, and I know his rental could vouch, he's probably talked more shit on that one friend that he still has than any others that were from the past. It's just sad. You cannot be close to somebody like this, because they will just because they're always talking shit when you're gone, but they'll smile in your face when you're around them. Just this guy. I couldn't believe I couldn't see this sooner. And I was willing to forgive it a couple times because even though he's made some terrible takes on Johnny and a couple other people, I was like, man, those are bad. But he was just so persistent, and it caused me to really sit down and just like, okay, let me think about this. Let me see what's going on with this guy. And yeah, I'm startled. I fear for that woman's life that is living under the same roof as him. That guy seems like he could snap at any second and just suffocate you to death with a pillow. I'm serious, dude. So that was eerie. So to summarize this whole thing is I'm worried about this guy, and I'm worried about any animals or people that he has access to while they're sleeping. And that's seriously not even a joke, man. I'm kind of like being serious about that. But it shouldn't be, yeah, because he would have to catch his concubine while she's sleeping, because I could guarantee, I mean, at least from the looks of it, she looked like she's pretty rugged. She'd be able to probably beat the shit out of him. And I know they're surrounded by a lot of wilderness, so she could probably beat the shit out of him and bury him. So, anyways, what did you learn? Is there anybody, did I change anybody's mind on this guy? Did his new name, BaldSpot, let's see. BaldSpotLamerDouche. Okay, that's his new name. Do you guys, who do you believe? Who is the real fraud? Who is the real phony? This dickhead who admits more than once that he's the kind of person who will talk crap behind your back? Or Johnny? Who do you believe? Seriously, I hope I change at least one person. If I was able to save one person from that BaldSpotLamerDouche channel, job well done. Job well done. Guys, throw him in the trash can where he belongs. Let him just rant himself in circles, okay? Unsubscribe. This guy, he is a scumbag. That's it. That's it. That's